cyclins in CDK start. So the first checkpoint is this checkpoint, the G1 checkpoint that is present between G1 and S. So it begins as the cell is about to exit the G1 stage and enter into the S stage. So here what happens? In this stage, to the CDK molecule, let us say if this is my CDK molecule, I will call it as the common CDK molecule. The first cyclin, that is the G1 cyclin, will bind to it, and this is done in the presence of ATP. Okay, so the G1 cyclin binds to the CDK and activates and forms the cyclin CDK complex. So this is called as the cyclin CDK complex. Now when this complex is ready, then the cell will proceed from the G1 and enter into the S phase. Now this complex formation will not happen until the G1 is properly checked. Checked for what? For the cell size. The cell should reach its full size by the end of G1. So till that is checked, and when it is reached the full size, then only the cyclin CDK complex is formed and the next stage is proceeded. If this does not happen, the G1 cyclin will not bind to ATP and the cell will not proceed to the S phase. The second major checkpoint is the G2 checkpoint that is occurring after G2 before the cell exits the before the cell enters the M stage. So here to the CDK molecule, the second cyclin, which is called as the M cyclin. You have another cyclin, right? So this cyclin, the M cyclin will bind to it, forming again in the presence of ATP the cyclin CDK complex. When this is formed, then only the cell will proceed from G2 and enter into the division phase. This will happen after the checking. Checking of what? DNA damage and DNA replication, because G2 phase comes after the S phase, right? So what people try to check here, or what the cell what the cell tries to check here is whether the DNA has been replicated properly or whether there are any errors. If these two conditions are met, then the cell will move from G2 to M stage. Now here they have given another checkpoint which is called as M checkpoint. Now this checkpoint happens during the metaphase stage of cell division, where you're trying to see if there is any chromosome abnormalities. Okay, this we'll clearly understand when we discuss mitosis or meiosis. Now, as I've said, another checkpoint comes here in the S phase. This is called as the S checkpoint. Now, in this checkpoint, what happens? The replicated DNA is rechecked, so that if there are any errors there, then you will not move it to, to the next stage. If it is error free, then only you will move it from the S to G2. So movement of the cell from S to G2 is controlled by S checkpoint. If this checkpoint fails also, there is the G2 checkpoint, which again checks for damage and DNA replication. Okay, so these are the various cyclin CDKs and various checkpoints within one single cell cycle.
For more content, like, share and subscribe to www.i-win.in.